Hey, this is Joe Gilder from HomeStudioCorner.com, and today we're talking more about getting it right at the source. Up to now, we've talked a lot about song and arrangement, instrumentation, performance, but today I want to talk to you about psychology of recording, specifically how to get a good performance out of the performer. Whether you are the musician, kind of like I am for a lot of projects where I'm the engineer, I'm also the musician and the producer, or if you're working with clients who are coming into your space to record. Let's talk about clients first. If they're coming into your space, unless you're really good friends, they're going to be nervous. We're musicians. We're insecure, nervous people. We worry about what people think about us. And being in a recording studio is fairly nerve-wracking. You're putting yourself out there, and someone's going to listen to and scrutinize everything that you do from a musical standpoint. So it's important to try your best to make them comfortable. Now, not all musicians are paranoid like that, but you have to keep that in mind. Everybody's got some of that insecurity behind them. Am I good enough? Am I going to play well? Am I going to embarrass myself at this session? So you want to do everything you can to make them comfortable. And a lot of that has to do with what Mixer Man refers to as vibe. So a lot about a vibe is just decor, lighting. Can you dim your lights? Can you put some candles out? Can you put up some cutesy Christmas lights to make things feel kind of cool? Can you add in some comfortable chairs and couches? Nothing expensive, maybe a nice rug that just softens the room a little bit. Whatever you can do to make things comfortable. And simple things like having water available, having a music stand for them to put their music on, just accommodating them as much as you can. It may sound like common sense, and you may think, Joe, this is stupid. Why are you doing a video on this? I'm doing a video because it's actually really important and can help the performance, which helps us, say it together now, get it right at the source. So work on making the musician comfortable. So if you're recording yourself, the other flip side of the coin, you still want to create a vibe that's creative. And I didn't really discover this until recently. I was recording a bunch of guitars for my album. I would go in the studio and spend a couple hours, and it just became work. I had the lights on bright, the window open, not open, but the blinds open, and it was just recording, and it felt like I was more working at a factory than making music. And so I realized, you know what, this isn't fun. So rather than stop recording altogether, I said, let me make this feel more vibey. So I closed the blinds, I turned off all the lights but one lamp in the room, and maybe lit a candle, I can't remember. But just that alone, getting a nice, cool, dimly lit studio started to make me much more comfortable, and I felt like I was making music again. And it helped the performance because I wasn't just going through the motions. I was a musician in my element, playing in a cool, vibey environment. Okay? Now, the other side of psychology has to do with relating to the musician, and I could probably do 50 videos on different things you can do to make the musician feel more comfortable as you relate to them as they're performing. But the biggest thing I can say is try to develop some sort of rapport. The best sessions I've been a part of are ones where I can joke around a little bit with the musician. I can poke fun at them, we can laugh about things. When things go wrong, we just have a good time with it, rather than getting so uptight and so worried when things go wrong. And so you'll know, you can feel them out and know, hey, maybe we need to take a break. Or, hey, I think you can do that one better. And every musician's different, and you can use certain tactics with some and not with others. So it's all about feeling it out, but you have to be more focused on the musician themselves and that whole psychology of being a recording engineer. If you just focus on tweaking knobs, setting up microphones, measuring the distance from the microphone to the actual hole of the sound hole of the guitar, you're gonna miss out on a whole opportunity to encourage a better performance out of the musician, because they're thinking you're this weird, mad scientist who doesn't really show them any interest, and they're not going to perform as well. Yes, focus on the technical stuff, that's great, but also focus on the people, focus on the music, and your recordings will be much better off because of it.